Hello everyone, so this is actually my third attempt at filming this, and I'll get into why that is later on, but I'm back. It was my birthday yesterday, so I am now 26, and I had the best birthday yesterday. So I went out for food in Newcastle with Joe, and I had some nice cocktails, and then we came back and we watched Aladdin, and it was just the perfect day. So anybody who has wished me happy birthday, thank you so much. And we're going to get in today's video. So today's video is about autism and friendship. A little bit of a disclaimer, I am not going to be mentioning names, and I am not going to be mentioning specific scenarios because I don't feel it's appropriate. What has happened, and I want to keep that between me and the people that this has happened with. And secondly, I just want to say that not every autistic person will experience friendships the way that I do. I just experience it in this way, and I really hope that I can help somebody by explaining how I feel, just to see whether anybody can relate to me and maybe give me any advice, because sometimes I do really find it difficult. So, autism and friendship. We're going to start off just by me explaining how I perceive a friendship and what I think a friendship needs to flourish, and what my struggles are. So, how I view friendship. I love my friends. I do. I have so much love and respect for the friends that I do have. I do actually have a few friends, very close ones. Some of them are from work. I do have friends outside of work, and they're all amazing in their own ways, and they've all been there for me throughout different things that I've experienced and different things that I've done and said and things, and I really appreciate that. And they're the ones that really matter. They're the ones who I know are gonna stick by me and support me when I'm having a bad day or I just need somebody to talk to. So, leading on from that, so as I said, my friends are amazing, and what I think makes my friends amazing and what I think the key ingredients to a friendship are is trust. Now, my trust has been severely impeded because I was really badly bullied at school. I've had things thrown at my head. I have been called some really horrible things, and that has really impacted my self-esteem, my self-worth, and how I think of people. You know, in addition to the social communication things, because, you know, if you bully someone, you don't realise the impact that that's going to have, and then somebody who does have issues with social communication, that's just going to make things worse. So thank you, bullies, because now I'm stronger and I have good friends and they care about me, and what you said in the past is just all I have to say about it. I could do a bullying story time if you wanted me to, but anyway, so that's impacted my trust. But trust is such a key ingredient in friendship. You need to know that you can go to that person and tell them anything and they're not going to betray that trust. They're not going to do something behind your back. They're not going to, I don't know, you're not going to betray them, basically. You're going to be a loyal, good friend. And loyalty is also an important one. If push comes to shove, I need to know you're on my team. I need to know you're on my team, and I need to know that you support me. Yes, give understanding to the thing that's causing me stress, or the person that's causing me stress, or the opinion, or whatever it is, but I need you to be on my team, because if you're not on my team, then I just don't understand why I would be friends if you're not on my team. So trust, loyalty, honesty. So For me personally, I am an honest person, but it takes me a while to open up. And if it's a confrontational situation where I need to have like a serious chat, I will wait to be coaxed to say what I'm feeling, but I will be honest. And I would like to think that people will be honest with me in a constructive way and a nice way and in a respectful way. So that's an important one. They're the three main things that I value: trust, loyalty, and honesty. 3 things. Oh, and if you can make us laugh, then we're going to be friends. I don't know why I stuck my pinky up for that bit. Very British. So yes, so they're what I like to consider the key elements of friendship and how I perceive friendship. So, I say friendship is an amazing thing, but it's a very difficult thing for me. I struggle to initiate conversation if I'm trying to make new friends. So I will often be the person just hanging out in the wing, and I wait for somebody to approach me, because I'm not going to be that person who goes up to you and like starts chatting away. Like, no, not unless I'm really close with you. Excuse me. Then I'll come up and speak to you. But if I don't know you, there's no way in hell I'm coming up to speak to you. I'm going to let you come to me. And even then, I might still come across as like rude or abrupt, which is something that I get told quite a lot, that I can come across as quite abrupt. But I don't mean to. I just get, like, I am scared of people. I am so scared of people. Like, I'm scared of new people. So if I'm abrupt, it's because I'm scared and you need to put me at ease. So that's one of the main reasons friendships is hard for me. The second thing is that if I display difficult behaviours, or I, for whatever reason, come across as unreasonable or nasty — I've been called nasty before — unreasonable, nasty, challenging, or just generally being, I don't know, just displaying something that they don't like, I tend to get cut off. Now, this is what annoys me. Okay, so if an autistic person, for example, has a meltdown, I mentioned a few videos back that I had one in front of one of my close friends, albeit it gave her a bit of a scare. Has she stopped being my friend? Has she been judgmental of me about it? No, she hasn't. We had a conversation about it afterwards to talk about sort of how I made her feel, how the meltdown made me feel. And one of my biggest fears was that she was going to not want to be my friend because I was displaying this behaviour and I'd given her a bit of a shock. And she is an amazing friend and said to me, just because you've had a meltdown, it's not worth throwing a friendship away for. So that's the kind of friend I need. Now, going on to being called nasty and things, as I said, I can come across quite abrupt, but if I'm honest, I'm brutally honest. I'm not very good at like sugarcoating stuff. So if I need to say how I feel, it comes out how I think it in here. So if I want to tell somebody something that it might be a bit unwelcome, it's just going to come out how I think it. I can't I don't take the time to process what I'm going to say. I just say it. And like I said, that's resulted in me being cut off by people. That's resulted in people calling me fake, nasty, all sorts of things, because they don't understand my behaviours. Which I think the onus is on them to actually do a little bit of research and realise that actually this is autism and I'm going to behave like this, and it's your choice whether you want to accept that in your life or not. Because at the end of the day, I behave in a certain way and I don't have any control of that. I don't have any control over it. And if, for example, I feel like someone's not making effort, that's exactly how I'm going to say it. I'm going to say, you're not making effort. And I feel left out, excluded, or something like that. That's how I'm going to say it. It might take a while for me to open up and say something like that, but I will do it. And this is what I find really difficult about friendships. What else do I find difficult? The maintenance, that's another thing. So if I get bombarded with messages and people constantly trying to meet up with me, I get very overwhelmed. And to be quite honest, it causes a meltdown, and then it makes me just want to curl up in my living room with my duvet, my cat, and my boyfriend, and just say, bye bye world. I'm not coming out. I'm staying in this little like comfort zone that I need to feel secure. And that annoys people, because sometimes I'll take a while to get back to them in terms of like when I'm free and stuff, or I'll forget, or I'll either forget, or this is going to sound so rude, I'll unpurposely not reply because I'll think, well, I have so much on, and then this is another thing that I can't take on, and they're going to get mad at me if I say that I can't meet up with them again. So there's a lot of things that I take into consideration with friendships, like things like that, so maintaining them, and then being sort of easily manipulated as well, because I got into a lot of friendships when I was younger that I masked really, really heavily to be friends with these people. And I just want to say, you should never mask, or you should never pretend to be something you're not, because if you have to do that, then they're not your friends. They're not your friends. These are people who want to manipulate you and change you into something that is for their benefit and not yours. So you need to be authentically you, and you need to make friends that love and accept you for who you are, which is what I've noticed. I've noticed this probably over the past 2 years, that there were a lot of people who I just, they don't understand me. They don't understand me, and I'm not in a position to be around that. I need to be around people that are going to be accepting, and I need to be around people who aren't going to think that my behaviour is unacceptable because of my autism, or because I say something that they don't like, which is related to my autism, because yet again, I say a lot of things that I don't mean, and it just comes out. And there's loads of other things that I could go into about this, but I am actually thinking about leaving the video here. Bit of a ramble, I know, but that is my take on friendships. If you want to know anything more, if you want us to go into specific detail about like first school, middle school, high school, and friendships in my 20s, and I could do a video like that, like a little friendship timeline thing, I could definitely give that a go. I would love to do that actually, and just go through like how I seen friendships as a child versus now. So that is my take on friendships, and I'm really happy to say that next week's video is going to be what happened at my diagnostic assessment, because folks, this time next week your girl's probably going to have a diagnosis, and I may not film it on the Tuesday, but just know this time next week I will be out of that room and I'm probably going to have a diagnosis, and that to me is so important and will explain so much about me and why I found friendships so hard, why I get panicky and upset about small things and that annoys people, and that's another thing before I end the video as well. I panic and get really panicky about things, and this is a main behaviour that people don't understand. And just to sum the whole video up, if your friend tells you that they are either waiting for a diagnosis of autism or they are autistic and have had their diagnosis, please take it upon yourself to do a little bit of research. Please take it upon yourself to look up their behaviours, and if they display any of these behaviours, talk through it with them instead of just cutting them out or putting it down to being nasty and malicious, because that isn't what autistic behaviour is. Yes, autistic people might get things wrong and we might say hurtful things, but we don't understand. There's been so many times where I've said the first thing that's come into my head and I've upset people, and they've decided that I'm not worth the time. But I am the most emotive, caring person, and even though people do think I lack empathy, I probably have the empathy of about 100 people, because even though I may lack empathy in the traditional sense, if somebody I know is upset and I can't do anything to fix it, or I get upset about something small, it just overwhelms us with emotion. So do your research. If you've got an autistic friend, research the behaviours, because it's not their fault. And I've learnt that. I've learnt friends that I've lost. It's not my fault. It's their fault for not understanding my behaviour and putting it down to things that are unacceptable. And that's been throughout my whole life. So, we're going to end it here. Next week, like I say, we're going to have a little chat about what happened and what the verdict is. So, I'm hoping I'm going to come back with a diagnosis, but we will cross that bridge when we get there, but I'm fairly confident. So, I will see you guys next week for a very exciting video. Bye everyone.